Hey guys, what's up? Reese here. Today I'm gonna do a song review video for you. We're gonna look at "Hollow," which is the new single out by Alice in Chains. This song came out January 8th, 2013, and it's the first single from their upcoming spring 2013 album. And we don't know the date that the album's gonna be released, although we do know at some point in the spring. We don't know the title of the album. We really know nothing about the album other than the fact that "Hollow" is one of the songs off of it. And if "Hollow" is any indication of how the album is going to sound, I think we are all in for a real treat. This song, it comes straight from the Alice in Chains catalog. It sounds like Alice in Chains. It's got the very distinct guitar playing of Jerry Cantrell, and it's got a really good balance between a pretty hard metal sound and then what I'm going to call the Alice in Chains sound, which is kind of that dark, eerie vibe that a lot of Alice in Chains songs have that kind of, for me, separates them from other bands. When I think of Alice in Chains, I always just kind of think of the fact that, there's something not creepy, but just a little bit off about their sound in terms of creepiness that kind of separates them from, just other bands that just have, kind of a generic metal sound. And it's kind of the sound that they created. And they do a really good job of bringing that into this song while still kind of mixing it with the metal. There's a really good balance there. And, I remember reading an interview that Jerry Cantrell did, I want to say in 94 or 95, where he talked about, he's like, a lot of people are calling us a grunge band. And, that whatever. But for me, at the core of our sound, we are a metal band, and I don't want to ever lose that in anything we do. And, like I said, he said this in an interview more than 15 years ago, but it's clear that he has kept that mindset, and that still really holds true for this song. There's a very good metal sound. He's got, with that, the hard guitars and the great guitar riff, a good solo and everything. And I think the song sounds great. I really enjoyed their 2009 album, Black Gives Way to Blue, but for me this song is even a little better than most of the songs on that album, except for maybe one or two, which I would consider at about this level. This song sounds very good, and what I kind of think of it as is kind of a natural evolution of their sound. If you would go back to the Dirt album or the Alice in Chains album and put this song in there, it would feel out of place. But at the same time, it doesn't sound like it, or it still does sound like it is an Alice in Chains song. It's just kind of, over time, a band's sound will evolve a little bit and whatnot. And I feel like they've done a good job of capturing their original sound while kind of working with that evolution and, kind of it's not the same sound, but it's got all of their elements are there, and they're using them to kind of create something new and something that defines Alice in Chains for us today. And now, if you're into Alice in Chains, you know that their original singer was Lane Staley, and he is a vocalist who is, without a doubt, just a great singer. I was actually just listening on YouTube to just the vocal track from Man in the Box, and it's amazing just how powerful his voice really was. And that's one thing that Alice in Chains' new singer just does not have. He's got a good voice. He sounds similar enough to Lane Staley. He just does not have that power. And, if this were a typical rock band, that would really hurt their sound. But with Alice in Chains, and some people don't realize this, even back, on their albums that they released back in the 90s, on a lot of songs, Jerry Cantrell, the guitarist, was also singing vocals. And they would kind of they had a tandem thing going where he and Lane would kind of switch back and forth, or they'd be singing at the same time for a lot of parts. And so, I've read some reviews where people are saying, oh, they're trying to copy the old Alice in Chains sound. William Duvall, the new singer, is trying to just be a carbon copy of Lane Staley. And while I'm sure, there is some of that, he's trying to live up to a voice that the fans really respect and trying to, bring that back so that it sounds like Alice in Chains. It's important to remember that Jerry Cantrell, he sings a lot on Hollow, and he sang a lot on old Alice in Chains. So when people say, it sounds like the old Alice in Chains are trying to copy them, well, it sounds like the old Alice in Chains, because a lot of the elements of the old Alice in Chains are there. And so, I mean, when I've read other reviews online and whatnot, it seems like there are four main camps that people fall into. There are the people who just dislike the song, which it's music. There are going to be people who dislike it. There are people who really like the song, like me. I'm a big fan. There are people who don't like the song because it's not Alice in Chains with Lane Staley, and for them it's not Alice in Chains. And some of the reviews you read by people like that, it's pretty clear they didn't even listen to the song. They're just like, nope, not even going to go there. And then there are people who say it's decent, but they still pull the Lane Staley card. They're like, well, it's a good song, but it feels like an Alice in Chains cover band, whatever. And, maybe it's because I'm from, I was born in the 90s, and so I didn't really get to experience the Alice in Chains with Lane Staley. But for me, what I think of is, it still sounds like Alice in Chains. It's got most of the elements there. It's not the same. And you can tell that the sound, like I said, the sound has evolved. The sound has changed. It's not the same Alice in Chains sound that was on their albums with Lane Staley, but it is still a good sound, and it is similar. For me, I feel like it's similar, but it's not like a carbon copy, so it's not like ripping off the old Alice in Chains. It's just moving on, I guess. And that's what, Lane Staley was a great singer, but he's not with us anymore. And no matter how much you complain or gripe, oh, this isn't Lane Staley, it's not going to bring him back. And while I definitely don't think this guy is perfect, I don't know of anyone else who could have replaced Lane Staley better. And I'm still I'm happy that they're still making music, because I already have my tickets to see them in May, and because of when I was born, this is really, I guess I could have seen him in 2009, but my first chance to see Alice in Chains is with William Duvall, and I'm going to take that over not seeing Alice in Chains ever. And so, I mean, check the song out, give it a listen. I think it's a great song. You may not, but if you don't agree with me, feel free to comment and tell me what you think. Tell me why you think it. And I do my best to reply to every comment I get. I don't want the negativity. It's not a battle over who's a better singer, Lane Staley or William Duvall. I don't want that to happen, because it's Lane Staley. But he's not with us anymore. William Duvall is, and it's a great song. It's a great band. I love Alice in Chains. I love their new music. I love their old music. I love the band. And so I hope you like this review. I hope it made you think, maybe if you were one of the people who is very sad on Lane Staley. And I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I'm just saying, at this point it's between no Alice in Chains or a different Alice in Chains. And, they're doing this because they believe in the music, they believe in what they're doing. And I think it's really cool, and I really enjoy their stuff. So I'm excited for the new album. Hopefully, if it's all similar to this, we're all in for a real treat. Hope you enjoyed. Like I said, leave your feedback, whatever. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.